I would also like to thank Coles for taking the absolute piss out of fitness and the hydration space with this big fucker. 3.7 liters of water. 3.7. That's like almost as much as an old Ecotech Commodore motor. Thank you, Coles. Welcome to the R.Y.S.E Movement Podcast, a place where legends just like you learn how to raise your standards everywhere. This is a visual only podcast, so if you're here on audio, cool, awesome, thank you for being here. I really appreciate you. Thank you for following and subscribing and doing all those amazing things. However, at the same time, this is a video podcast. You need to get over to YouTube to be able to watch that. Click the link down in the description to be able to head over to YouTube and watch the way that I do this and the way that I explain it. Enough mucking around. Welcome to today's episode of the R.Y.S.E Movement Podcast. I am Dave, and in today's episode, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a vision board so that you can align your subconscious with the things that you're trying to create on your straight and narrow path in your life this year. You don't have to do it just for this year, but it's a good idea to do it over a 12-month period so you can really light a fire underneath your ass and get to work. So I'm going to start up good old Zoom to be able to screen record, and then we're going to get straight into it. So you're going to be able to do this on Canva. Canva is the greatest website for graphics design. If you pay for the paid version of it, shut up speaker. If you pay for the pro version of it, there's so many tools that you can unlock to be able to become better at graphics design, get better templates, access AI. There's a whole heap of cool stuff. So that's what we're going to use today. So I've already completed one. And I'm just going to run you guys through how I did that here. So this is what the vision board looks like. This is what I've come up with. I've already saved it and I've emailed it over to officeworks@printme.com so that I can download the code and get it printed in a really nice color, in a really nice piece of paper. So I want to make sure that every time I come into my office, and I come into my office at least 3 times a day, that I am going to have it situated on this wall over there, and I'm going to be able to read exactly what is on this here and associate myself in the process of embodiment, in the process of understanding that this is what I'm creating this year, and I already know what it feels like emotionally because I teach my body what that future feels like right now. The subconscious mind doesn't understand past, present, future. It only understands right here, right fucking now. So hypothetically, I've spoken about this before on the podcast before. If you were to think about something that happened in the past, an event, a emotionally charged event, whether it's a positive or a negative, that's up to you, you would be able to take yourself back in your memory right now and feel, see, hear, smell, touch, taste, all the rest of the things of what is happening in that scenario. So here's one of my favorite things to do. Let's take yourself back to the very first time that you ever... Actually, I'm not going to do that on the podcast. I do this when it comes to hypnosis. I'm not going to do that. Let's take yourself back to the very first time that you had a first kiss. Take yourself back into that moment right now. What was going on around you? What were the themes and the smells and the sights and the smells and the smells? Because you know the pheromones are kicking up. It was a really fun time. I'm really associated right now. My first kiss with a girl was in 2002. Her name was Jinder. She was my year 8 girlfriend. And we kissed up the back of the oval for the first time. There was a couple of people around us egging us on, and I can see everything. I can see the bush that we were hiding behind so that the teachers didn't catch us, and it's a nice fun memory. It's fun. So I'm associated into that memory, but that memory isn't happening right now physically, is it? I'm associated into that memory right now. The exact same thing happens for the future. So I'm going to show you guys, and pay attention to my breathing, pay attention to my speech, pay attention to my face and what goes on with the way that I look, maybe, smiles and stuff like that, because I'm going to associate myself into a possibility that, dear God, I hope happens in the future of my son being born. So Rach isn't pregnant. No, this isn't a pregnancy announcement or anything like that. This is just me associating into a possibility of a future timeline where my son is born into the world. Little Clark, for Superman purposes. Little Clark. Okay, so I'm thinking into the future. I'm thinking about 2 years into the future. And there I am sitting on the couch. I'm holding him. I'm looking into his eyes as I'm feeding him his bottle. He's only, maybe 8 weeks old. Clark, my boy. So that future hasn't happened yet, but as you can see by the tears in my eyes and how choked up I am, I can see this little bugger. I can see my little man. He's so beautiful. He's so beautiful. Now, the big difference in between thinking about my first kiss versus thinking about my son in the future is everything had to happen right now. So this is what the purpose of a vision board, this is what the purpose of meditation, hypnosis, mindfulness, journaling, that's what the purpose is. Like I said in the previous episode talking about the 8 different emotions, the positive polarity, the negative polarity, the past and the future, that there is bringing you into the present moment. So when you understand and you collapse the polarities, you become present, you become nothing but light, love. There's no time, no space, everything is infinite. So when you can bring your perceptions back to that, you understand the vastness and the divinity inside of everything. Remember the quote that I said last time, everything is divine in line and right on time. So me thinking everything right now with my son in the future and my first kiss in the past, I have to feel that right now. So this vision board that I've created, it allows me to experience the end of this year, but right now. I teach myself what that's going to feel like. So let's go to my vision board now. So these are all the things that I'm creating this year. Let's start top right and move in a clockwise direction. So the first thing that you'll see with my health and wellness, I don't know what the hell, why is that? Oh, it's drawing. Let's not worry about that. Let's focus top right. So top right, health and wellness. This is the body that I want to get back into. So I was sitting about 97 kilos at about 10% body fat. I was like 5% body fat on calipers, but calipers don't tell you shit. They're really inaccurate. And then I also want to get my purple belt by the end of the year in jiu-jitsu. This one here, you can't really see this. So what I'm going to do is anything that you can't see properly, here we go. Anything that you can't see properly, whether it's words or anything like that, add a little box like so that you can change the color of, and then you can change the opacity of it as well. So this one here, if I click on that, I'm gonna make it so that it is white, and we'll change the transparency like that. And then when I do this, I'm gonna have to make it bigger to be able to move it first. So when I put this over here, that's gonna make the black font become a lot easier to read and help if I get there we go. Okay, so this saying here, I really love this saying. This affirmation is something that I repeat to myself a lot. I don't have my glasses on, so everything's really blurry. I'm gonna chuck my glasses on. Okay, so this affirmation here, this is something that I say to myself all the time. Anytime that I'm feeling like, things aren't aligned or I'm a little bit frustrated or whatever it is, I say this to myself to be able to reprogram my unconscious mind, use it as a bit of a pattern interrupt so that I can change just like that, and then start shifting my focus towards the things that I want. So people and circumstances present me new and exciting opportunities. I repeat that over and over and over. Every single person that I meet, they have something really exciting that they're going to tell me, show me, or give to me that I can use because I say it over and over. There's so many new and exciting opportunities that I get from the amazing people that I get to interact with. And thanks to the following that I'm building and have built over the last almost 12 months of the R.Y.S.E movement, I get to have some amazing conversations with people. I've learned so much cool shit. In fact, yesterday I had a conversation with an osteopath, I think he was, about the relationship between the vestibular system and the jaw, the psoas, and not releasing, being triggered in fight or flight, so on and so forth. Whole other podcast that I'm not going to go into yet. Hopefully I'm going to get my massage therapist, myotherapist, Dan Marshall on the podcast, and we're going to talk all about the wild and cool shit that he sees, but that's a bit of a digression. Let's jump back into this. So this year I'm manifesting a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. I'm also manifesting 4 gold medals in jiu-jitsu competitions at blue belt. I want to get back into that sort of shape there. So roughly 97 kilos at about 10% body fat. And then my friends, I want more love around my friends. I want more loving experiences where we go out, hang out all together. This photo was actually taken in This photo was actually taken in the Science Centre in Brisbane, which is really cool. I had such a great day, so much love, so much laughter. In my career, I want to make sure that I'm presenting in front of groups. I want to start doing workshops. I want to start doing talks so that I am being able to spread my message, yes, on the podcast and everything like that, but also in person, because it's a lot easier to be able to get interaction and engagement in person than it is online, because people hide behind their identities, they hide behind facades, and they might have no profile picture or whatever it is, and they sling shit on the internet. comment, or they just don't comment whatsoever. So I want to make sure that I can get in-person events happening around the Gold Coast and then later around Australia as well. So this one here, my career is all about fulfillment, the level of fulfillment that I experience. So we're going to New Zealand. I can't wait to go to New Zealand on our family holiday. And the big thing that I used to have a massive fear about traveling because I had it taken away from me in 2011. So I'm reprogramming my subconscious with this affirmation here. So I deserve this. I'm worthy of this. I receive this. So I repeat that over and over and over in case anything that pops into my mind about you're not worthy, you can have it taken away from you. Remember what happened in 2011 when you didn't get to go to Singapore on that convention and blah, 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 blah. Old story. I'm fucking getting rid of that and I'm embodying this new story that I want to bring on. This will be my first trip out of Australia and I can't wait. I'm so damn excited for it. And then so financial abundance is all about gratitude. The gratitude that I feel for the abundance that I've created. Notice the language that I said there. I said created, past tense. It's already done. I've already embodied it. It's already happened. So I'm not saying, oh, I'll be happy when this thing happens or I'll be happy when I'm a millionaire in the future. No, no, no. I have the gratitude of creating everything that I've created right now because I know what that feels like. I know what it feels like to be abundant. I know what it feels like to be unstoppable, just absolutely just relentless momentum moving forward. I know what that feels like. And to me, that makes me feel grateful. I'm so grateful for the future that I've created because I can feel what it feels like to have completed it right now. And so we'll keep going around and then we'll go to all the images. So socials and podcasts. Instagram's slowly building. It's sitting at 200 and something followers now. Instagram's a really interesting platform to grow at the moment. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to keep showing up. So I want to 10x it from where it is now. So we're going to go up to 2,600 followers. And then on YouTube, I'm at 300 followers. So we're going to 10x it as well, up to 3,000. And also I want my car upgrade. So this is a measurement of success. I know that when I get to upgrade my car, so I've got a 2012 Navara, when I upgrade it into a 2018 Hilux. I think that's a SR5. Anyway, it doesn't really matter, but that's how I want it to look. I want it to be the ARB bull bar or the whatever the other major brand of four-wheel drive parts is. But that's how I want it to look. And I know that that's the interior because I Googled it to be able to get the image of it. And I know that the moment that I get that car, I'm going to be like, all right, cool. I feel successful now. So I know what it's like. The cool thing is I'm going to go test drive one of those cars next week. So next week when I go test drive this, I'm already going to have the association of driving it. I'm already going to have the association of understanding where all the buttons are on the steering wheel. I'm going to be able to take a mental picture or a mental video recording of me doing that behavior, of me driving that car, of seeing it look like exactly like that. And it'll be a lot easier for me to condition my subconscious because the feeling is the most important thing for grounding it in reality so that your subconscious goes, oh, fuck, this matters something. We know what this feels like. Let's go create it to happen. This is 100% about manifestation. And if you think manifestation is bullshit, I'm going to tell you right now, it's absolutely not. The things that you have around you and look around you right now were all created from your mind. Everything started with a thought. Everything started with a desire. Everything that starts, I'm going to grab my favorite book. Think and Grow Rich. The opening chapter, the introduction says truly thoughts are things. Chapter 2 is talking about desire. You need to go through and you need to highlight the buggery out of this and study this perfectly because this lines in with this. It lines in with the subconscious. It lines in with absolutely everything else that I preach on the podcast to be able to help you make your life amazing. That's what raising your standards everywhere is, to be able to raise your results everywhere. It's aligning mind, body, and soul and action, specifically action, towards that outcome that you want, towards that North Star. And this for my year for 2024 is my North Star. This is what I'm aiming at. I know what I'm aiming at long term as well. I know what the end of my life is going to look like. I've seen myself get to the point where I'm being put in a grave. Actually, it's not in a grave. I actually want a Viking burial where they put me on a pyre and they light me on fire. We're going to have to figure out where that is in about 60 years time when it's time for me to start looking towards my death. I digress again. So all of this here is a vast tapestry of the emotions, of the pictures, the way that I want it to look in my mind. So here, let's go through and let's talk about the way that you add emotion to it. So we're going to talk about love, fulfillment, gratitude, and what it feels like to be successful. You all know what each of those things mean to you. You all know what it's like to have fulfillment because there's been past times where you've been fulfilled. There's been past times where you've expressed and received An absolutely huge amount of love. There's been times where you've been successful, you've completed something, you've gotten the success and the accolades that go along with it. The same thing with gratitude. You're grateful for certain things right now, and you've had experiences in the past of being grateful as well. The key to understanding how to manifest in the future, the desired future that you're aiming your North Star at, or towards your North Star at, is all about the emotion that you put behind it. I know when I look at this, I can look at the photo of my friends, I look at all of them, and I just get just waves of love. I look at my fiance. God, she's so amazing. Absolutely amazing. I love her so much. I look at my daughters, they're just angels, absolute angels. I look at myself and I love myself. I look at him and go, Dave, you're such a dickhead. I love you so much, man. I look at my mates, Tim and Shane and Lani. Like, I love you guys so much. I am so grateful for you guys. I'm just so in love with the people that I have around me. So lucky. Then I moved down to my career. I know the level of fulfillment that I have there because I have that every single moment of every single day. When I connect with my clients and I get to teach them things and I get to show them and allow them to be able to have epiphanies where they go, oh my God, it's so easy. Yeah, it is easy. It's so easy and it's so simple when we learn how to make the complicated very, very simple using the KISS principle. It's like, I know a hell of a lot and I know a lot of complicated shit, but I can break it down into really digestible chunks so that it becomes simple, and that makes it fulfilling for me because I can see the epiphanies that everyone has and they go, oh my God, yeah, I get it. That's what I do. That's what I do with people. My family holiday. I have been on a couple of family holidays with my girls. We've been up to Sunshine Coast a bunch of times. We've been down to Yamba. We've been camping. Like, we've had some trips. But this year is all about travel abroad. This year, I want to make sure that we're going to New Zealand. We're going to New Zealand to see family. But then in Christmas, we're going to do the exact same thing. So I'm doing this thing with my fiance called the 100 envelope challenge or whatever it is. Every single day or every single number is equated to a dollar value, and it's 100 envelopes. So you put in that dollar amount, and then at the end of it, it's $5,050. So you can do it as long as it takes you. This year, I'm going to fill that by the end of the year, and Rachel's doing the exact same thing, and we're going to go to New Zealand for Christmas. Sure, flights are probably going to cost $3,500. However, we don't have to pay for accommodation. We don't have to pay for shit while we're over there, and it's going to be amazing. I can't wait to spend Christmas with her family. Like, and also I've got, this is a bit secret, and Rach doesn't watch the podcast, so it doesn't matter. But like, I want a relaxing holiday with her. Either we go to Bali, or we're going to go to Fiji or Tahiti or something like that. And like, that's 100% on the cards. I can't wait for family holidays. And I know that they're going to be fulfilling and filled with love. And I'm also grateful for it, which is the next one. So talking about financial abundance, I'm so grateful for it because I know what it's like to hold shitloads of cash and shitloads of wealth in my hands, because it's an extension of me. The energy that I have, that I give into the world, there's the thing called the law of reciprocity. All of the things that I give to people is so that I can receive more, so I can keep on giving. Think of it like a perpetual flywheel. Things go in, I receive it, I transmute it, I embody it, and I pass it off. So I'm not holding things stagnantly in front of me. I want to make sure I can constantly give this thing over and over and over. So when it comes to wealth, I might receive wealth, but I'm giving out so much energy in return to be able to receive that amount of wealth. I know what it's like to hold $100,000 in my hands. I know what that feels like. It's very weighty. I mean, it's not that big in $100 bills, but like, it's got some mass to it. I know what it feels like to hold 20 kilograms worth of silver. I know what it's like to hold a 50 kilo brick of gold. That 50 kilo brick at $3,000 Australian an ounce, that's a lot of cash. So you have to associate yourself with those feelings. I know what it's like to see a crypto account that goes up to, $400,000. I know what that's like, and I can receive that because I feel it in my body. And I'm grateful for it, because the more money that I receive, the more money that I earn, the more power exchange that we have between people, where we've got we've got an equal exchange of value between one another, where I'm receiving in abundance and you're receiving in abundance from me. It's just this beautiful to and fro. Like, it's so wonderful, so wonderful. I'm so grateful for it. And I know that my mind is the thing that funnels everything to it, because it comes down to me, through me, to you guys. That's the way that I make sure that every piece of knowledge that I have, I embody it, I understand it, I learn it at a deep level, I figure out how to transmute it in a very simple way to be able to pass off to you guys and pass off to my clients and my friends and my family, and then I receive. Because I receive, I can give, and because I give, I can receive, and it's just constantly going. It's that flywheel effect. And then my socials and podcast. I've already done it. I've already grown. On TikTok, I'm up over 10,000 followers. On the R.Y.S.E movement TikTok, it's a couple of hundred. I've got a couple of hundred across the board. I've got a couple of hundred friends on Facebook. Like, I know what it's like to be able to manifest people. I can do that easy, 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 easy. And the next 12 months, it's going to be even easier. I've already done it. I already know what it feels like. So again, gratitude, fulfillment, love, like these are the massive, massive things that I'm feeling whenever I look at this. And then look at the car upgrade. Notice underneath the car that I said, wow, it's so easy. That's a constant affirmation that I tell to myself. And I often say, wow, it's so easy. And I teach my body what that feels like. And then I say, people and circumstances present me new and exciting opportunities. And I repeat those two over and over and over. I know what it's like to be successful and have a new car. I did it in 2021 when I created my Navara. I knew exactly what I wanted it to look like. I knew exactly how many Ks. I knew exactly the color and everything like that inside of it. And I knew exactly the price that I was going to pay. I knew I was going to pay between $16,500 and $17,500, and I paid exactly $17,200. Like, you can't fuck this up. The moment that you embody the feelings of what it looks like, sounds like, and feels like, specifically feels like, game over. Your subconscious is going to work. You also have to take a shitload of action to be able to create it, but this is how it works. This is manifestation 101. You have to be able to see it to believe it. Then when you see it in front of you, because you can create this just like that. You can go and feel it as well in the moment as well. So say I wanted to be a purple belt in the near future, like I do. I can go borrow one of my friend's purple belts and put it on me, and I can have the feelings of whatever that feels like. Ultimately, when I got my blue belts, I did the exact same process. I manifested it. I had it in my mind of what it was going to feel like. And it was this fleeting moment of success. It was like, okay, cool. It was like a breath of relief. It was like a breath of fresh air. It's like, okay, cool. I've acclimated to the next level. And then from that moment, it was the awareness of everything changes from here, because now it's going to get harder. You're going to get pushed harder. You're going to get trained harder. There's going to be more critique on you. There's going to be more eyes on you. People are going to look up to you as a mentor of sorts inside of the training room. All the new white belts are going to ask you questions. You better make sure that you're worthy of this blue belt. And that's where it turned into a worthiness piece. So yeah, I was worthy to wear it, but also I needed to be able to be worthy to embody it. And like, yeah, it's a blue belt. Who gives a shit? You know, you train for a couple of years and you get your blue belt if you turn up and you know the basics of jiu-jitsu. But when it comes to being a purple belt, that's where, like, brown belts and black belts, they don't take it easy on you anymore. You're fair game, and they will fuck you up every day. So there's this elevated level of responsibility. So when if I was to put on my mate Junior's purple belt, put it on, I could feel what it feels like to have that purple colored piece of cloth wrapped around my waist and go, okay, this is what it feels like. So I can immerse myself in that situation. One of the fastest ways that you can grow and transform and become that future version of you is by immersing yourself in the feelings of it. If you have this thing in your mind when it comes to finances and you go, oh, I'm not worthy of money, I'm not worthy of this, not worthy of that, associate yourself with people that are. Associate yourself with people that have loads of money, that are very successful financially, and figure out how they act, because success leaves clues. One thing that I used to do, so 2018, we were up in Brisbane studying NLP, hypnosis and stuff like that. There was I think it was the building, I can't remember the name of the building. It's in the CBD at the Story Bridge side of town. It's where Ainsley Bullion is, the gold and silver crypto place. They have a really posh cafe in the front. I walked in to get a coffee because I was doing my study around the corner, and I had a subconscious thought that said, I'm not worthy to be here. So what I did, I sat the fuck down. I sat down next to these, potentially multimillionaires, if not billionaires, that were extremely rich, extremely successful. They were hedge fund guys, they were traders, they were whatever they are, whatever story I wanted to put in my head. And I immersed myself around them and I had a conversation with them. And I just said, g'day guys, how you doing? I'm Dave. What do you guys do? And they told me what they did. And then I was immersing myself in that because I was like, I'm not allowing a subconscious limiting belief to hold me back from potential success. What if one of these guys turns around and needs a personal trainer? What if one of these guys is looking for a bit of hypnosis to be able to level up? What if? And I changed the story in my mind. So if you have subconscious things that are holding you back in loose terms, then associate yourself with the opposite. One of the most powerful things that you can do from last podcast is associate yourself with the opposite. If you feel like you're insecure or you're not worthy, tell yourself the opposite. You're secure, you're worthy, you're loved, you're so successful. Like, tell yourself these things, but don't just tell yourself them, fucking feel it. If you don't feel it, you're not going to be able to believe it. Seeing is one thing, believing is secondary, and embodying the two together through feeling, through taking it down into your soul, into your body, and going, oh my God, I'm so worthy. I could cry that I'm so worthy. I'm so grateful. Oh my. And that's not faith. That's me switching it on right now and putting myself into a state, because how fast can you change states? It actually, Tony Robbins, I got the book behind me, Awaken the Giant Within. How fast can you change a state? Like that, instantly. A state change is a momentary decision that you embody in the physical body. And you say, no, I don't want to be sad anymore. Happy. You know that if you sit up nice and tall, head up, chest up, take a deep breath and put a smile on your face, you will change your fucking physiology that quickly. You can change from being in a depressed state into an awakened and excited state. Put yourself into a slump, roll your shoulders forward. Do this with me right now. Avert your gaze, quieten down your voice. Do a few sighs. And instantly, I've changed my physiology. I've changed how I feel. Changed how I'm thinking. I've depressed my energy. This is shit. This feels fucked. So what I'm going to do, palms up, so you can't see me now, but palms up to be able to receive, head up, chest up, smile on my face, energy's building, goosebumps are coming up. Whoa. Let's take it a bit higher into gratitude. When you're feeling grateful, you know that you're doing it right when you can bring tears to your eyes. So I'm going to start thinking about my daughters. Goosebumps up my back, up my arms. And there it is, tears in my eyes. Fucking love life. Fucking love life. Oh my God. But that's what it's about, guys. You have to condition your body to a new mind. It's that great Dr. Joe Dispenza quote. What you think, what you hear, what you see, what you feel, smell, and taste matters, because they go into your subconscious mind. They get deleted, distorted, and generalized, taken through all your values, beliefs, your hierarchies, your metacognition, all your meta belief systems that are above and beyond that you have no idea about. Any decision that you've made, any compounding emotions that you feel, any collection or cluster of emotions and memories that are tied together on the gestalt, all of that shit goes on together. That's why our minds distort, delete, and generalize everything that goes in through the five senses. This is why this work's so important to do. You can't just sit here and think that, it'll be better when, or, change is hard, or whatever fucking excuse you make. Do the damn work. Create your vision board and get to work. Create as much emotion inside of this thing, so every single time that you look at it, within 30 seconds, you're almost in tears of gratitude, because you're so overwhelmed with love and fulfillment and success, and just grateful that you get to be a human, experiencing things in your own unique way. It's truly, truly wonderful. So that's enough of me ranting and raving. That's all I want to cover. Cool. If you have any questions, please drop them into the comments. Please like, subscribe, share this to people, do all the things you know you need to do to be able to help grow the R.Y.S.E movement. This is going to be a big fucking year. Like I said a couple of episodes ago, talking about Chinese New Year, talking about Year of the Dragon. Associate yourself, immerse yourself around the things that are symbolic to the year, to the finances, to the success, to the love, to the. Associate yourself with that thing, and you can't go wrong. Have an amazing day. Have an amazing weekend. Much love. Take care, and I'll see you next week. Let's fucking go. Thank you for being with me today. Thank you for subscribing and leaving a review. It really helps us out. Until next time, take care and much love.